So we have a lineup of very great VMs. I think you all three know each other from a lot of time. Shantanu sir was a part of Print Indiapreneur Mumbai. Akash Ashish sir, I have known you from like 7 to 8 years. I have followed your journey. And there was so much of time when I wanted to meet you, but kabhi wo collaboration ho nahi paya. And it's an esteemed honor for me to have you in our event. Even Anurag sir, I was following his journey, and जब भी VM या सब कुछ का याद आता है, some of the names that comes in front, तो वो कुछ names थे मेरे सामने, and I reached out to you, and आप लोगों ने हाँ किया, that was so great honor for me. Coming back to our this panel, so VMX Print turning brand into a real spaces. You people think out of the box. Abhi aapke presentation and the questions, we can think of those things. So our first question revolves around first impression matters, right? When a customer walks into your store, what's the first visual cue that tells them this is our brand? And how much of that comes from the print element, the signage, backdrop, or wall visuals? Shatrun sir.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. So to answer that, I would say for a retail brand, it is basically the facade. So facade, that includes the signage, of course, and that's one of the main element to capture and then differentiate yourself to other retailers, because mostly the retailers are also nearby.
Right.
So that's the logo, where how you do it. There are people who do it in flex, there are people with the backlights.
Can we please check the mic?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the main first focus is the signage, which differentiate you from the rest of the retailers, and of course the facade, where people like there are different brands who treat their facades differently to differentiate themselves. So I would say facade and the signage is the first point of contact for us.
To you, Akashi, print as a storyteller. Have you seen a moment where print design or execution completely changed the feel of campaign or a store window? Something simple that made a huge emotional or visual difference. One example we have seen that sir actually shared. So what is something that print campaign actually captured your mind and made the difference?
See, print basically is the oldest media which we're using in the industry, right? There is a fight like where when AI came into picture, people said, what will the designers do, right? But the human intervention is still required. The same thing is with print media. Print media can never go off the flow, because whatever we do at the facade, be it the signage, be it the retail identity, be it the window design, because a window, the way we tell our stories through the window displays is, it requires print media there.
Right.
Because we can't make everything into 3D.
Right.
If we need to create an ambience, we need print. If we need to create a call out, we need print. So print media is very important for any storytelling, because it starts from the window to in-store elements to call outs in visuals inside the store, because there are multiple elements in touch point basically in this inside a store where you need print media. Everything can't go a digital or a 3D. So print media will never go off. It's a part of the storytelling. The colors, you know, the brand colors for that instance, like how do you differentiate or identify a brand? Every brand has a color. So print plays a very significant role as per me, because if it's a pink facade, the print color has to be right.
Right.
The moment you go off the Pantone, the identity changes. So that is very important.
See, but getting the right color.
It's very, very important.
Coming to you, Anurag sir, we have talked about how stories being made and what is the campaigns and all. As you tell ki we should not ask as a printer, as a vendor, or somebody who is providing the solution. What is your take? And like before 5 years, how you were choosing your vendors, and coming back to nowadays, how are you choosing your vendors or say the printers? What communication has changed?
All right. So I think in my case, I have welcomed each and every vendor I have ever met in my life. I always try, prototype, give everyone chance to do something. And if I share my ideas and the vendor shows more enthusiasm in that I will, yes, I will do it. I can do it. I will give him impossible kind of a task not to try him, but because it is in my mind. And he shows that interest, then of course he's on board. And I've never rejected a vendor based on कि देर से आया, quality अच्छी नहीं थी, integrity issue है, then of course he's blacklisted, undoubtedly. But we have always developed the vendors. We have always taken them along. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक campaign दिया and he has not met up to the expectations and he's out.
निकाल दिया.
We have never done that. We have told him that these are your problems. Next time you have to improve these, and next time you have to improve that. And that's how I think we have developed a lot of vendors who started from nothing, and now, of course, they're doing very well. And of course, because of them, our work gets more highlighted.
I'll add to Anurag's point because vendors for us are the backbone, you know,
Right.
and we have to groom them. They also groom us the same way because we won't be knowing all the material which is available in the market. We
Right.
give them a task, like what he
Right.
said. We give them a task. We don't need this. They will come back to us. Ki this is the possibility. This is the challenge. These are not doable. There is no media available in the market which can do this. So I think the retailer and the supplier, we both grow together. So it's a
Right.
very, very important part.
We have so much representation of print innovators here, like media people, machine peoples. How do you think, like, coming to this platform, I don't know how this vision has shaped out, but coming to this platform, how do you think the usage of this type of platform is necessary or not? Because again, my perspective while building it was, brand needs so much of information and nobody is there to provide that. I have been with the brand managers, that's why I understand their pain point, because again वहाँ पे execution से लेके conceptualization तक हर एक चीज़ right होनी चाहिए, and the timeline is very different. So how do you think कि वो networking हो पा रही है? You are getting, people are reaching out to you, वो reach कर रहे हैं पहली बात तो, अगर वो reach कर पा रहे हैं, how are they treating your, आप जो उनको बोलते हैं वो कर पा रहे हैं, नहीं कर पा रहे हैं? How this journey has been?
I think you should do more of this such events because, see, materials experience or availability is very, very challenging to us. You know, because we keep designing, and we keep designing and thinking this is possible, ho jayega. But we don't know the materials from, like what Anurag sir has made of 30 different varieties, or whatever materials we have seen, whatever materials print like a 2.5D, something which is very new, right? And it will give us a lot of liberty and freedom to experiment more and more designs. So such events should be done more with retailers, I guess, where the material should be in a display much better than this.
Coming back to you, Shantanu sir, even this is an open discussion to all of you. What I have seen a problem in VM is, again the sizes and everything. We know कि this campaign has to be done, वो campaign जाएगा, sizes सबके same है. But every time there is, like sir ने जैसे बोला ना, documentation की बहुत ज़्यादा कमी है. Even the VMs, the branding, the marketing managers, anytime they send a creative to a printer कि like this needs to be done, please go and do have a Reiki. Why are we not able to, मतलब ये actually when I was thinking of doing some of type of like branding in anything, Reiki is required because last moment changes होता है, फिर आप जो exercise किया वो. So how do you think, like, why are we not documenting things, and उसमें क्या process change होना चाहिए from the brand's perspective and from the printer's perspective as well?
So, yeah, am I audible now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there is a practice that we follow, क्योंकि मतलब the brand that I'm running, kind of operating from, so they did not have. It's a very value format brand. So उनके वहाँ वो mom and shops वाले थे.
नहीं होता.
So in the last 4.5 years, so what we developed is like सबसे पहले तो we needed documentation कि हमारे stores कहाँ हैं, कितनी दूरी में है, and what all
The
touch points we
sizes.
have to touch so that we can do execution quickly, because these are all tier 2, tier 3 cities. So we first did a recce by ourselves when we visited the stores, the VMs, and also parallel we did the same with to the vendors also. So there is a two-way documentation, so we could cross-check. So this is a practice that we have to start, so that later on, at a moment when you have to do it within few limited deadlines, then you get stuck, क्योंकि आप लेके गए and then the sizes
Last
were
moment
wrong.
में change हुआ. What about you?
VM is a very dynamic thing. So we will have documentation of window sizes.
Right.
few areas where we keep changing the visuals.
इवन
or
सिंपल सी चीज बोलो एससीजी फ्रेम्स जो हमारे होते हैं वहां पे ही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स आती है और ये आई हैव डन सुपर ड्राई स्टोर मैंने वो 2 बार करवाया एक वेंडर को बोलना पहले रेकी करो साइजेस लो प्रिंट करवाया लगवा दिया उसके बाद में वहां पे सिर्फ थोड़ी सी दिक्कत आ रही थी वो खराब हो रहा है देन अगेन वही सेम एक्सरसाइज सो मतलब वाई मतलब वो क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है
if it is a regular space like let's say a window space उसमें आपको इतनी ज़्यादा issues नहीं आएंगे because it's a repeated thing and a vendor knows like the vendor will know much better sizes than us because we are designing
राइट
the regional team might be executing but the vendor because he is executing there in the field actually he
He
will have
knows,
the right data
right.
but few spaces will keep having the requirement of Reiki every time because we keep adding spaces
More of the elements.
or there is a quality issue or we have felt that okay this size is not working we have to reduce it
राइट
and just to be ensured that the size is perfect because once it is the production is done the vendor will say aapne sizes diye the hame and we have worked on that so we don't want to end up in that situation so we are like ki, okay you go again and do the Reiki just for the quality and the size insurance nothing else
अनुराग सर कमिंग टू यू लाइक एनएसओ जो वर्ड होता है न्यू स्टोर ओपनिंग नाउ रिटेल इज एक्सपेंडिंग इवन द ब्रांड्स लाइक D2C ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं अपने स्टोर खोल रहे हैं सारा चीजें सो व्हाट आर द बेसिक एलिमेंट्स एज अ विजुअल मर्चेंडाइजर्स बिकॉज आपने ब्रांड्स के साथ भी काम किया बीइंग एन एजेंसी यू आर लाइक गेटिंग द ब्रीफ्स एंड ऑल व्हाट हैव चेंज्ड मतलब पहले के ब्रीफ्स में और अभी एप्लीकेशन वाइज क्या चेंज हो गया बिकॉज अभी आई थिंक लाइक फॉर अ बायर टू मेक अ डिसीजन कि मुझे स्टोर में जाना है हाउ थिंग हैज चेंज फॉर यू
I think a lot of, again, innovation has gone down. People just want a cut and paste job. When they see that 3 competitors are doing something and they want to do exactly the same thing and open the stores. Also, I think they're not spending more time in the planning and strategizing part. I'm sorry to say, but I have not seen a long-term vision with most of the retailers who are coming now.
राइट
We have worked with very visionary people in past. But these days I see that everyone is just thinking short term.
सबको जल्दी चाहिए सब
जल्दी चाहिए स्टोर ओपनिंग है 1 हफ्ते के बाद है अभी तक मैनेक्विल्स ऑर्डर नहीं हुए हैं मैनेक्विल हैज़ अ लीड द मैक्सिमम लीड टाइम और स्पेशली अगर आपको उसमें कुछ स्पेशल पोजेस चाहिए और फीचर्स चाहिए देन ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव यू नीड टू हैव अ गुड लीड टाइम so what is happening that they are not planning they are not strategizing and within a week's time they want to open the store whether there's innovation or not doesn't matter but these are some checklist 1 2 3 4 5 things you do it and give it to us so I think that is the kind of change that I have seen.
To you Shantanu sir every brand faces this do you go for cost efficiency or creative impact secondly how do you decide when to push to the quality of the materials versus staying within the budgets like मैंने अभी एक कोट पढ़ा था for a VM was like कि when you start dreaming ना आपकी finance team बोलते कि please come down तो how do you like relate everything
So again, being a value format, we have always faced this issue
Budgets,
because
yeah.
there is a limitation to it from the economic side also. So what we do is like we have to first convince the organization that this is something that is going to happen for the whole year. So if you have a calendar, so how we like convince the management is, if we have a calendar, then we can show the whole money in one go. Normally, in value formats, they don't care much, so it's always the event, then they plan. So we show that amount beforehand. कभी उसमें cuts होते हैं, but still they have a number in their mind. And then later, when we have, when we follow the calendar, so then it comes to us that, okay, I have got a budget of say 15,000, 10,000 rupees window. So the design has to, we think that we have to make it impactful, but the material. So there we have to go more deeper that how can we make it more cheaper but still look premium or still look good. So that's where we're working on, but then it is possible. It's nothing like that. सस्ते में नहीं बन सकता. We have already seen one example he has already portrayed.
But it also differs from retail to retail.
Yeah,
Like mass retail, where there is a bulk quantity, centralized vendor who can manage the cost,
One POC.
One POC. But for like a premium retailer, it has to be a balanced one. Sometimes we'll go for the quality. Sometimes we'll go for the cost. It depends on campaign to campaign what kind of budget we are operating with. Because if something which needs a quality, we will not compromise with the quality. If we need in that to be a UV, we will not settle for eco. So that is like a requirement from campaign to campaign and the concept to concept. But yeah, when it comes to a mass production, it is much doable. You give it to one vendor and he can reduce the cost, you can negotiate and all. So that is, it works like hand to hand.
And open discussion, I actually had that question with Snehita and Anushri as well. जब पहले print के vendors या if I say printers came to you, that difference and आज के जो printers as Anushri said कि आजकल digital वो ज़्यादा लोग करते हैं. So what has difference has changed? मतलब अगर आपको बोला जाता है कि go with that type of generation who was enthusiastic about the printing thing and current generation, what do you?
See, digital has a positive side to it because print media, for a format like Titan, I'm going to give you an example, we have almost 200 stores, right? And if we if we have to do a campaign which is only for 4 days, and the execution time lead is like only 2 days, so you will spend on a lot on transportation, implementation, and the campaign will get over by the time you will execute all the 200
Right.
stores. So for that kind of a thing, your digital media works much faster. It's one click. You give the artwork from your corporate office, it gets uploaded everywhere. This is just one click. It saves a lot of your transportation costs, time, and effort, and scope of errors. But when it comes to a window display or something like that, which is going to stay for 45 days or sometimes 90 days in some formats, then it makes sense to spend money on the print medias and everything. So that is the challenge, and that is where the retailers are right now. They're still thinking what to do better. What digital going to be the next thing or print going to be the next thing is just under debate. We don't have the right answer as of now, which is going to go further. Because the same thing I'm saying, like if we compare AI with a manual designer, the same thing is
Same thing
happening
is
with
there.
print and digital.
अनुराग सर, what about you? मतलब पहले के printers जिस passion या enthusiasm के साथ करते थे या आज की generation, what has changed?
See, I think, of course, I'm working in the industry from last 25 years. So, पहले जो printing industry थी या vendors की जो industry थी वो इतनी बड़ी और इतनी mature नहीं थी. I have seen them maturing and coming to the point, and I think Anushri, I think mentioned also that now they pitch in more for the digital solutions
Right.
than the innovative print solutions. I think that is the only difference, that they are trying to bring in technologies from maybe
Outside
China or Taiwan or wherever they
पर
go.
जो print का अपना जब जो चीज़ आपको print में आती है वो I don't know, पता नहीं digital signage में क्या होगा, and something that we also want to change through this platform
Yeah.
is.
So I was discussing with somebody, sorry to cutting you
Yeah.
off. Now, we all know that digital age hai, and we have got digital solutions, we have got digital screens. Now, there's a way also to use it to your benefit. It's not that if there's a digital standee of 2 feet by 6 feet or 5 feet, which vendor has shown you, you buy it and you just keep it. That's not how it's going to work. You have to integrate it in your brand persona, in your window display, in somewhere where it gets merged with your already existing setup or window display. Not just, you just keep the thing and it's just running some visuals, and that way it will not going to work.
Again, personalization that you were
Personalization
talking
has to
about.
be done, customization has to be done, maybe the shape has to be changed, maybe you use it, but you use it in a very quirky manner. Having said that, not necessary कि अगर आपके facade में कोई digital screen है, तो उसमें सिर्फ fashion show ही चल रहा है. You can have some piece of art which relates to your campaign, the
Right.
present campaign, some offer, and little bit of animation or movement is there, rather than just playing a video.
True.
So we have to innovate this, and adaptation also have to be, needs to be checked.
A rapid fire round, starting with you. One print idea that you absolutely loved in your career. One print idea.
Oh, I shared the Color Lab
Yes.
idea. Like that, I think we have done some 20-25 such windows which are not available on Pinterest or YouTube or Google, so people have not seen it. One of them was the Every Day is Friday campaign,
Okay.
heavily print-based kind of thing. So Alan Sully came up with a campaign that every day is Friday for the casual dressing. And this was a brief given to us that every day is Friday, you have to do a window display on that. So what we did, we made such a dynamic window display using all print media that you change the window display every day. Usually
Okay.
we change the windows in 30 days, 45 days. Some brands change it in 60 days and 90 days. Here we were asking the operations team to change it every day.
Every day.
So the CEO called me and he said, Anurag, this is not how it happens, but you are asking them to change it every day. Manika, we will make it very simple for them. You have to tell them that they just have to invest 10 minutes in the morning.
Super.
And it was very successful. So every day they was changing. So every day it was designed in such a manner that first day it was Monday, and then they will do some changes and we'll change the boxes. We turn it over. It will become Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Merchandise will change, accessories will change, styling will change, and they got such a great response that after 45 days, what campaign we had to launch next, they refused. They said, no, we want to continue with this.
This one.
So instead of 45 days, that campaign remained for 90 days because they were changing a window display every day, and every day they were getting good business out of it. So I think that was one of the
So I guess
That window where you have done the cutout of the
secret
silhouette.
wash.
Yes, secret wash.
So as I said, there are like
Multiple
plenty
things,
windows.
yeah.
अब ये पर्सनली है मेरे लिए कि आई थिंक जिस चीज़ पे आप ज़्यादा मेहनत करते हो या चाहे सोचो या आप बहुत ज़्यादा सोचते हो काम करते हो दैट एक्चुअली गिव्स यू बेनिफिट a simple email and customizing and personalization doing that email to a customer maybe वो right पड़ेगा तो मेहनत करोगे email पे तो आपको response मिलेगा so I think this is something
Definitely.
that works to you Akash sir one thing a printer should never get wrong
Brand colors. Never do that. If you just go off one tone also, it kills the brand identity. So whatever we see on the screen and the physical samples never matches, you know,
Right.
and it also depends on a Windows screen to a Mac screen and then to the printer. It completely changes. So whatever we have designed, the brand color is every time it goes wrong. Every time it goes wrong. So I don't know the solution for it, but yeah, if we can achieve that, try and see the colors from a brand custodian point of view, not as a supplier.
True. Shantanu sir, if you had to describe print in one word for your brand, what would it be?
I would say freshness. So
Right.
though we
And
can debate on sustainability, but still it's freshness. for me.
freshness. True. Open platform for anybody who wants to have a conversation question. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Do you have a picture of it?
It's
So
very
we would love to
important
see
do
that. It's very
documentation.
innovative.
Documentation is important.
That is the job of the visual merchandiser. People will not agree to what you are doing, but as Anurag sir said, break the rules.
So last words for like Print Indiapreneur, how like Shantanu sir has been this part of first edition, this edition also. So like how things like how you perceived it, how it went, and what do you think that is the future of Print Indiapreneur for us?
So last time it was a complain kind of, because I was the only one from the VM fraternity. Now I can see at least 5-6 people here.
So
I'm
that's
very
very
happy.
difficult to actually get VMs. Reason being कि सबको लगता है पता नहीं वहाँ पर होगा क्या इन सारा चीजें. This time seeing your face, everybody was like, अच्छा नहीं, let's be the part of it. I think next time, third time, when
Sure,
they will
sure.
see your faces, many people will be there. Yeah.
So what I would like to say is like we have to keep doing this good stuff, and then I have asked her also to come towards the eastern part of
Yes.
India.
Kolkata is the.
So where we can do more, and then there are like still we are learning. Last time when I joined the Mumbai edition, so there were a few of the vendors who I'm seeing it for the first time. So we also come to know like there are things available, and then going back we can now experiment with them. So
Right.
that's where we are. Like I see it as a positive venture, and then now there are more people. So I would
So आपकी पूरी community को लेकर आएंगे
sure.
आप. Akash sir, yours.
I think we should keep doing this, like other conferences which happens on VM in the country. This is, I'm attending it for the first time, but yeah, this is a good start for me to understand and experience such new material. So from that perspective, every VM in the country will be interested, because that is what the challenge is. Because
Right.
the ideas are there, we don't know how to execute that. So if we get more and more vendors and materials, that will become much easier.
Right. Your thoughts.
I think it's a great initiative. I love coming here and being part of it, and I met some wonderful people with some wonderful solutions. I wish कि वो सब अपने solutions साथ में लेकर आए होते तो we would have learned a little
Yes.
bit more about it. But I'm sure it's just growing, as you said, and as a second edition that you're doing. So you're looking forward for the next one already.
Yes, sir. So earlier when I used to actually go through brands, we used to sell technologies and tell the brands like these are the technology availables. तो उसमें what I used to do was कि मैं samples के photos लेती थी, VMs को भेजती थी, and I was like कि I want to show you some out of the box printing ideas. So मुझे meeting मिलता था, and I have worked with VMs like I have been one of the one POC for Kaya Skin Clinic, RBL's gas. आपका सुपर ड्राई अमानी एक्सचेंज आई हैव डन. सो अगेन वहाँ पे मैंने प्रॉब्लम्स भी समझा एंड मैं वीएम के शूज में गई एंड आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाई वी वर एबल टू करेक्ट इट. Coming to end this, thank you so much. It was so honor to
Thank
have
you,
you.
Amrita.
Thank you,
And
thank
we
you.
look forward to have you, sir. And anybody who has any questions, we'll connect offline. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you everyone.
Can we have a picture, sir?
Thank you, everyone. Everybody, please applause. Let's have a group picture. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. हाँ हाँ हाँ.
All right, we are heading towards our next session, Smart Print and Packaging. Everybody, please put your hands together. We had a productive day and hope you are all enjoying the networking. Everyone, please put your hands together. We are going to have some amazing discussions over the go. So now, can I have Mr. Mahesh Gupta from DS Group? Everybody, please put your hands together. Can I have the next speakers nearby the stage for our next session, Smart Print and Packaging? We'll take some next 2 minutes so that we can start off with our next session. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you are having a good time. Once again, I would like to extend my very warm welcome. And before we proceed for our next session, can we have a quick 1-minute round, and whosoever will win will be awarded a giveaway. Let's see that. If I'll say 2, you have to clap twice. Are you ready? 2, 1, 3. We can do it little louder. Are we tired? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 2, 3. Let's see all focus and concentration. 3, 2, 3, 2, 0. All the middle lane. They are highly energetic. So let's do this once again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 0. Again, the middle line. May I request everybody to please pay attention as we are heading towards our next session, Smart Print and Packaging on to the Go. Thank you, and we'll be having some prizes very soon. So hope you are enjoying the beautiful time. All right, we'll be having some time for this session till the time we are proceeding towards next session, OOH Talks. So ladies and gentlemen, this is built by innovators, loved by brands. So may I request Mr. Rishabh Verma, Head of Marketing, have more to please join us. Everybody, can I have a louder applause, everybody? Pratip Francis, Head Marketing, MRF Tires. Everybody, come on, put your hands together. Shubhrata Das Gupta, Executive VP, Publicist OOH, Senior Person, Times OOH. Can I have the key speakers onto the stage? The chairs, right? Can I have Mr. Himanshu? He's the moderator. A very warm welcome to all the eminent speakers. Looking forward for a great talk. Everyone, come on, put your hands together. Thank you so much. We are all set to go.
Are we expecting someone else also for this session? Team Indiapreneur? Are we expecting someone else also for the session? No? We can start? Perfect. So a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries and people from print industry and present over here. So I am Himanshu Pathak from Mr. Green, and this is a session on OOH, Innovation Talks. So as we move on, I would like to know that we have moved past just occupying a site. Today, outdoor is more about creating a moment. So how do you see OOH transforming from being just seen to being felt, where creativity, structure, and material actually tell the brand story? So we can start with you, please.
Hi. Before I kind of jump into this answer, I'll just quickly set the context. I represent Have More Ice Creams. And just to share with you, Indian ice cream is around 30,000 crore market. And of course, Amul is the leading player, and we are among the top 4 players. Interestingly, the category in India, the per capita consumption of ice cream is not more than 1.5 liter, whereas when we see Western countries, the per capita consumption is as much as 15 liters, so we are almost 1/10. And one of the key reason is that in India, ice cream is still considered to be something which is linked to the summers, something which is linked to the heat. Whereas in Western countries, it's part of their habit, it's part of their ritual. And why I'm touching this topic, because it's all about creating those moments, And it's in a category which is impulse, and you need to give people reasons to, consume ice creams. In India, 70% of the ice cream is still consumed out of home, and hence that's where outdoor becomes very, very important. And food being a category, and ice cream wherein you just don't need to just show the ice cream, but you also have to create that kind of drool factor, that kind of craving. So outdoor becomes important part of Hamo media strategy, and we ensure that we do the right kind of innovation using the materials. We ensure that the food comes out really live and drooling, and it creates that desire to try the product.
Similarly, tires are also used out of house.
Yeah, that's true. So I'll answer your question by saying that today we live in an outdoor environment. The advertising space is outdoors. It used to be just billboards or wall paintings, but it's now everywhere. It's in your face. So it's very cluttered. So the only way to break through that clutter is to do something innovative. Now the challenge, the problem with that is that it's easier said than done. And I've also been guilty of this. Many a times you go through the marketing plan for the year, you just select some locations. Okay, I've got to select 10 locations, and these are the creatives that will go there. But once in a while you get to do something innovative, creative. And in one of my earlier roles, we actually did that in Gurgaon. So we tied up with the local police to put up these speed guns with the branding. So it used to show up the speed that you're traveling at. And I would like to believe that brought a lot of Gurgaon drivers into line. So, but yeah, so once in a while you have to do something creative and innovative, but that doesn't mean you can do that all the time. But
That was sort of a CSR activity also.
you're right. So it was free of cost branding, 32 locations across Gurgaon. So.
I just want to add one small piece here, and given I was interacting few, and there's a tremendous print fraternity here, one significant area of improvement that I see is having the direct interaction with the brand partners and marketing partners. There's so much that's innovation that's happening in material which is still not reaching out to the brand team. I think that's got only limited to the procurement department, and somewhere it doesn't reaches to the people who are actually thinking from the consumer and the brand lens. I'm just why I'm talking about. Recently, we launched one of the product ice cream, which was a 4-layer ice cream. So it's in a product named Crunch, which is from our Lotte global portfolio. It has those cookie crumbles to yogurt berry. And that's where we kind of spent so much of time to look at how do we bring it alive through the outdoor medium. And that's where the printer, the media partner, the creative partner, the brand team, that collaboration really needs to come alive for anything, which could be, you can really be proud of, especially when it comes to the food product.
So we can move on to the next this thing, local fabrication and global standards. This is also a challenge for a brand which is focusing across India or across globe. If you are getting certain sort of product in northern India, like let's say Delhi. Delhi is one of the best producer of all the print and all industry. But similarly, if you go down to Rajasthan or if you go down to the other state part of the states, you won't get the same part of product over there to display your advertisements and all across. So how do you guys take up that challenge? We can start with MRF, please.
So to be very honest, as brand marketers, we don't really, and we should do this more often, but we don't get into the materials of it. For me, what I look at is that the fabrication cost is actually a very small fraction of the media cost, what I spend in rentals. So I just make sure that the vendor gives me a product that I don't have to replace more frequently. See, I'm not technically sound on print materials or fabrication. Neither is my team. the procurement team to some extent, but they'll never be of that expertise of the vendor. So we can only talk language that we understand. The language we understand is, if you give me a billboard for 6 months, it better not go bad before 6 months. I don't care what the weather is like. So we talk in terms of replacement of the material and how frequent or how rarely we have to do it.
More of ROI.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'll just add into this. We sell an ice cream pan India through almost more than 1 lakh outlets. Something that we're trying to do is to control the input. So the output is a function of largely 3 things. The input, which is your creative, which becomes your brand colors, right? Very, very specific guidelines up to the Pantone shades, the substrates that you're using, and the technology of the printer. If you're able to control these 3 things, which is your creative input guidelines, the substrate, and the technology, largely you are able to control the output. Having said that, you need to also ensure that your teams are able to check the sample proofing first, and it's an iteration which you need to ensure. We are cutting across north and west and south and east. We face these issues multiple times. Our DF vinyl, or our glow sign color doesn't look the same. So what we ensure is we check the substrate, the artworks, the printing technology, and that's an iterative process that you have to go through it to ensure your consistency is maintained.
So we often call DOOH, the digital version of out of house advertising, the future. But there's so much innovation happening in printed OOH, from 3D embossing to reflective vinyls to textured fabrics. Do you see print material innovation becoming a creative differentiator from brands, or does tech still get more credibility than craftsmanship?
So I have slightly personal bias towards the print because I think that's more human for me. Technically, both have to coexist, digital and print. But I think print gives you liberty to really bring it alive through multiple ways. The material, the finish, the tactile. Digital becomes just like a more tech-driven, but it becomes less human. So let me tell you an example. So when we do an outdoor, when we did multiple outdoor campaigns in one of our key market, Gujarat, we had a mix of digital and outdoor. My learning with digital was that one, it is dynamic, and suddenly you see your brand coming and after somebody else's brand's coming, you're not constant throughout the time, which as a brand, I'm not really very, very happy with until unless I don't get a choice to not have that location. 2 is that printing gives me much more liberty to work out on the substrates, work out on the effects, in terms of the innovation, which digital doesn't give you because it's the art, it's the input, the video that you will give, and that's going to be played. So the limitations are there as far as your innovation is concerned in the digital versus the classic one.
Exactly. Technology always comes with pros and cons. So similarly, it does also. Then, how do you in MRF, use digital OH as a part of branding in the daily aspects?
So I discussed this in the last Mumbai edition, and Ammika was there. The print industry, as of now, is safeguarded because of lack of transparency in DOH. See, I'll tell you, we have not. I've dabbled with it, but I've not invested heavily in DOH, mainly because there's a lack of transparency. Like he mentioned, they'll give you a slice of a minute. They might say, okay, 6 ads will run in 1 minute, but there's no way to track it. Whereas in the old days, when it was hard copy print, the vendor goes, he puts the newspaper, takes a photograph, sends it. I cannot travel to hundreds of locations to check. So there's still this ambiguity, lack of transparency, lack of being able to track whether what you are promised is being delivered. Because of which, I think it'll take a long while before brand marketers jump onto that bandwagon, 100%. But having said that, digital performance marketing and brand awareness, social media, all of this had those issues in the past, and trackers have come in, which have helped solve those issues. So for now, I think print is safe to a large extent, but in terms of the interactivity, the innovation, the appeal, the visual appeal, I think digital has a lot of potential. But like you said, hopefully both will coexist way into the future.
Great. So the next is regional insights. A campaign that works in Mumbai might not connect the same way in Madurai or Chandigarh. Do you tailor your outdoor communication, visuals, language, even the surface it's printed on to match the pulse of each market while staying true to the brand?
So I think the brand proposition remains the same. For Have More, it's all about enabler of joy. It's an ice cream it's an ice cream, and it brings joys, it brings smiles on your face. And Have More from the last 80 years have been able to bring people together. It's a matter of celebration. So whether we are doing Ganpati in Maharashtra, or we're doing Durga Puja in Calcutta, or we're doing Navratri or Garba in Gujarat, our core proposition still remains the same. Yes, it gets married to that regional insight. So I think that's something not only relevant to the outdoor, that is something which is a larger part of the brand, which is applicable to your digital, outdoor, print, any medium. So yeah, that's how it is.
How do you cater to the weather conditions and environmental, things over there also? Because one thing which you have placed in Rajasthan could not cope up with the same thing which is being placed in Maharashtra, because the climatic conditions are a little bit different. So how you manage to make the product which is over there to be, which can go with both the boundaries and both the locations?
So when it's product, then product goes into
Product as in the branding product, the product which is being shown to the public to let them, do for the I Have More. So that the advertising product.
So I'll tell you, we look into three things. We look at the seasonality of the category, which still exists in India. And two, we look at which are the big consumption occasions on that particular year. So we ensure that all those inputs are being looked at. So for example, we, after the peak season of from March to May, when maximum consumption of ice cream happens, in India the second biggest summer that is coming up is from August onwards.